Everyone and welcome. Today, we're diving into a really simple but honestly powerful framework for changing your life one tiny habit at a time. This comes from the author Darius Foroux, and it's all about cutting through the noise to give you a clear path forward.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You're trying to move forward, you have your goals, but it feels like you're being pulled in a million different directions at once. You've got social media pings, work emails, family obligations. It's just a constant battle for your attention.
And this is what Foroux calls the modern life trap. It's the state where we're so busy reacting to everything coming at us that we never get the quiet, focused time to actually build something that matters to us. Our days just become a blur of putting out fires instead of laying down a solid foundation.
But here's the thing. There is a way to defend yourself against all this chaos, and it's not complicated. Good habits. They act like a shield. They create this underlying structure that keeps you pointed in the direction you want to go, not where the world is trying to pull you.
You know, this classic quote just hits the nail on the head, right? Our lives are really just a reflection of what we do over and over again, every single day. So if you want to change your life, well, you have to change what you repeatedly do. The question is, how?
So how do we actually do it? That's where we get to the heart of this. We're going to walk through a super simple 5-step framework that gives you a practical roadmap for building habits that actually stick around for the long haul.
And here's the whole framework, right here on one slide. First, we choose the right habits. Then, we focus our energy by doing just one per area of our life. Then, we make it crazy easy to start. Step 4 is a big one, clearing out the bad stuff. And finally, we keep ourselves on track. Okay, let's break it all down.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to tackle the first 3 steps all at once, because really, they are the launch pad. They're all about getting started the right way and building that initial momentum without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Step 1 is all about your intention. Before you even think about starting a new habit, you have to ask yourself this really simple but powerful question. You need a deep, personal reason for it to stick. Something way beyond, oh, I heard meditation was a good idea. What's your real why? Now, this is where it gets really smart. This slide shows you how to avoid that feeling of trying to fix your entire life at once. You don't. You pick just one small, totally manageable habit for each key area. So for your career, you don't vow to write a novel, you just write for 15 minutes. For your health, you just go for a walk. This makes change feel, well, it feels possible.
And this right here, this is the secret sauce to consistency. You have to start so small that it feels kind of ridiculous to say no. A new habit shouldn't feel like a huge challenge at first. The goal isn't to run a marathon on day 1, it's just to put on your shoes and walk for 10 minutes. The win isn't in the big achievement, it's just in showing up.
Okay, let's shift gears to a really powerful and maybe even a little controversial part of this whole framework. This isn't about what you need to start doing, it's about what you need to stop doing. So the advice here is pretty radical. Instead of the usual approach of quitting one bad habit at a time, Foroux says you should quit them all, at once. The idea is that so many of our bad habits are linked, right? Mindless scrolling leads to bad sleep, which makes you skip your workout. Just cutting one thread doesn't work if the others are still there. This is about a full system reset. It creates this massive, clean slate and sends a really powerful signal to your brain that, hey, we're serious about this.
So what exactly counts as a bad habit? Well, it's not just the big, obvious stuff. According to this framework, it's any action that doesn't give you some kind of positive return. And that can include things we often think are harmless, like complaining all the time, gossiping, or just scrolling through social media with no real purpose.
So, you've started your new good habits, and you've ditched the bad ones. That is fantastic. But how do you make sure this isn't just a 2-week burst of motivation? How do you actually make these changes permanent? The final piece of the puzzle is tracking. And look, this doesn't mean you need complicated spreadsheets or apps. It can be as simple as a check mark in a notebook. It's just a daily check-in with yourself. Writing it down creates accountability and keeps your commitment right in front of you, which is so crucial for building that long-term momentum. Okay, but let's be real for a second. Life is going to happen. You're going to get sick, you'll go on vacation, you'll have a crazy stressful week at work. Falling off track isn't a sign of failure. It's an inevitable part of the process. The real test is what you do after you stumble. And this quote from Michael Jordan just says it all, doesn't it? The secret to long-term success isn't about being perfect. It's about consistent effort. It's shifting your focus away from the result and onto the process. Just ask yourself, did I put in the effort today? That's the only question that really matters. So what's crucial is having a plan for when you fall off. First, don't fight it, just accept it.
Then, just like when you first started, focus on a tiny bit of effort. Write one single sentence, walk for 5 minutes, and maybe most importantly, don't beat yourself up. Guilt and shame have never been good long-term motivators.
This is a huge mindset shift. You have to forget about breaking the streak. That kind of thinking just brings yesterday's failure into today's opportunity. The truth is, there are no streaks. There's only today. And today is a brand new, fresh chance to make a choice that actually serves you.
And so, we come full circle. Your life really is just the sum of your habits. The question this framework leaves us with is simple, it's direct, and it's really powerful. Knowing all of this, what's the one small thing you're going to choose to do today?